Got my new sump set up now for my new 120 gallon. It took me a day to set my new sump up since I had to take all my live rock out of my 55 gallon tank. And then I also had to wait for the silicone to dry on the different baffles there. So that took a day there. So I just had my 120 gallon set up on my old sump for one day until I got everything changed over. So I'll show you guys how I have it all set up. I'm really glad that I got the flexible tubing from Reef. It was real easy to run the line down through the basement, and there's the return line going up through. It's real flexible. You don't have to worry about it kinking. I mean, I got it going up over my vents, and then it runs down into the PVC pipe just to keep it splashing down. And then I got a filter sock on there. I'm not really using the filter sock to filter out particles, I'm just using the filter sock to trap out the micro bubbles that are created. And then I have just two power heads down here to keep debris from settling on the bottom of the sump. And then I made the first compartment here in the sump, made it 12 inches high, but that was too high for my protein skimmer. So I found this at Kmart. There's actually a piece of Rubbermaid that goes inside here. This is kind of like a shelf for the Rubbermaids. So I just took the Rubbermaid out and used that as my stand. And then my new protein skimmer is about 8 inches in the water. And I just cleaned it out, so it's not collecting anything yet. But it's doing really well. So I don't have to clean out the collection cup like every week or so. I just have the drain line going down into there. You can see all that collection down there. So that I just take out like once every 2 weeks. And then I clean out my inside of the collection cup every 2 weeks just to keep debris from collecting in there. As you can see, it's creating a lot of fine micro bubbles. It really dries out a lot of organics. You can see the diffuser plate. And then I just got a heater in there. And then the water overflows into the second compartment here. I think I was going to set up a refugium, but decided not to since I have my algae scrubber and that's working really well. I just have some bio balls in there now, just from my other tank, just to make sure I still have some biological filtration in there, just to help it out. But I wasn't going to keep my live sand in my 55 gallon tank, but after I took out all my live rock, I saw how much life was in my sand, so I didn't want to get rid of that, so I just stuck it in this compartment here. I mean, you can see how many worms and bugs that are making trails into the sand there, so that'll help with denitration. And then it goes into the last section here where I have my Mag Drive 12, and that's what returns the water back up into my aquarium. I just have some ChemiPure Elite, and then back there I have my pump for the algae scrubber, which is working really well. I had about 20 parts per million of nitrates in my tank from curing my live rock, and within 2 weeks my algae scrubber used up all the nitrates already. So my tank's back down to 0 nitrates. And since it's up higher, the water would trickle down into my second sump here and create micro bubbles. So I made a little collection tray where it collects the water, keeps it from splashing, and then it just overflows back into here. But this makes it really easy to clean out the algae. Since the light's only on this side of the algae scrubber, all I do is just turn the pump off and just use the credit card and scrape off the algae into the collection tray here. And then I just create a siphon with a hose and suck out the algae that's in the tray here. So I don't even have to take the algae scrubber out to clean it. I just leave it in there to clean it. And then my auto top off unit, I got that sensor here in the last compartment, and that works really well. I don't have to worry about my salinity going up and down, and the water level always stays the same. And then I've got just a 750 Corallia down there, just to keep debris from collecting underneath the tray there. Then I got another pump back in that corner that runs my carbon. I haven't hooked up my bio balls yet. I'm gonna wait till I stock the tank a little more and then try out the bio balls. Just for now, my algae scrubber works fine. And then I still have the same setup for my RODI. But I found out I had chloramines in my city water, and that's why my di-resin wasn't lasting very long. So at Bulk Reef Supply I bought the chloramine kit, where it comes with a chloramine filter, so then my di-resin doesn't get used up near as fast. But that's my setup now. I'm real pleased with it. Everything's working well. And with the size skimmer and the algae scrubber that I have, I'm probably going to be able to overstock my tank. I'm planning on adding a lot of fish to my system so I don't have any nutrient problems. So right now I'm just waiting for everything to settle down in my aquarium upstairs, and so I can add more fish and add more corals here in the next couple weeks. This is 4 hours after I cleaned it out. See how much debris it's pulling out with the really fine micro bubbles. So I'm really pleased with the Reef Octopus 250, or it's the NWB 200. It works really well. It's really quiet. The only noise I have down here is the water going overflowing down into the sump, and then of course my algae scrubber is pretty noisy. But this thing's really quiet for you guys that need a quiet system underneath your tank. You can see all the organics that it's pulling out.